There's too much news to cover. It's a cornucopia of news today that I bring you. Welcome to Doug in Exile as we wrap up the day. Thank you guys for watching all three videos. This is where the happy patriots are. Shout out to the Quad Club. My people, I see you in the chat, especially the people that comment every day. We start to recognize your names and your comments. It warms my heart. I have the greatest audience in the world. All the dinglings and anti-America people leave and the true patriots stay. So thank you for watching. I hope to earn every one of your views and every one of your thumbs up every single day. This is my full-time job. I love my job. It's a blast. And I met with a couple musicians last night. We hung out. I fawned over you guys, but told them how much fun I have just doing the news. Now, someone who's not having a lot of fun is Hakeem Jefferies, named in the Epstein files. They call him Timu Obama. I call him Dollar General Obama. Lady Lee generic brand Obama. Kroger Obama. Hakeem Jefferies.
Leader Jefferies, though, even with those tax credits, premiums are exploding. And they'll be exploding under Obamacare. They'll be exploding in private health care. I mean, at what point are we going to sit down and figure out a systemic approach that actually is sustainable? Because we're not in it now. And again, even with those tax credits, the Obamacare premiums explode. Even worse, private health care premiums explode. Denials of coverage multiplying. A lot of those denials coming reportedly from AI.
Now AI is sending these dismissals of people because they just automate a response. But every single thing he just said about Obamacare, Republicans warned Obama and the whole world about back when they first funded it. It was unsustainable. You'd lose your doctor. Remember they called Obama, he said, "You will not lose your doctor." And the guy yells, "Liar." He was the only one telling the truth. And then they censured him, for calling Obama a liar when Obama was a liar. Everything they said about Obamacare, it made medicine worse and more expensive. And our personal premiums for my family have doubled in the last 2 years. Like it's one of our major family expenses. Now here's Morning Joe and Mika, Democrats nailing Hakeem going, Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, it is not affordable. It was another lie. They name it the opposite of what it is.
This system is failing the American people, and it's only going to get worse.
Never put an X next to a Democrat, because they will only propose systems that don't work and will ruin your country, will ruin otherwise useful, good health care, and then try to give it away to illegals that you pay for, and your premiums go up because they're using it.
What are we going to do?
There's no doubt about that, Joe. We have a broken healthcare system.
Thank you. I can end this video here. I'm going to move on. We have a broken healthcare system. Your healthcare system, the Democrats' healthcare system, the Obama healthcare system is broken. It was broken by design. Now, I've got a lot of news to show you, but I wanted to show this quick clip because these are a bunch of Democrats trying to encourage our military to disobey the commander-in-chief. Slotkin.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Yeah, I don't care.
Former Navy.
Don't care.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Don't care.
Former intelligence officer.
You blight their otherwise sterling reputation.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
You know when they were under pressure? When they were told that you were to quit if you didn't take the vaccine. Now that was when they were under pressure. None of these people cared. You know when else they were under pressure? When they started doing DEI hires and putting up only women, minorities, trans, and gays in upper ranks. That put some pressure on them.
That trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
Oh, you can refuse, guys, illegal orders. Can I refuse wearing a mask in public at church? Can I sing praises in public without a mask? Can I refuse vaccine orders? What can I refuse? He's just saying, like, make it up as you go, guys. Whatever you decide is true, fine. You can refuse orders. When Obama says to shoot a Somali in the face, like he shot that 14-year-old Somali kid in the face, pulled the trigger on that. You can refuse orders. Well, the key being illegal orders. So first you have to find out if they're illegal. They don't care. They just want you to refuse orders when it comes to grabbing illegals and deporting them.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
our Constitution,
And who we are as Americans.
And rebel from the government. Look at this astronaut. His head looks like the moon.
Don't give up.
don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Yeah, don't give up the ship against Democrats. Remember the true enemy within: military and illegals. Don't let them tug your heartstrings. Now, here's a weird news point. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has labeled the Muslim Brotherhood and CARE as foreign terrorist and transnational criminal organizations. It's about time, because they are. We should not be focused on the Jews, a shrinking religion in America. We should be focused on Islamic radicals, one of the fastest growing religions in America. Banning them from acquiring land in Texas and empowering the Attorney General to take legal action to shut them down. Now, here's Thomas Massey trying to throw shade at Speaker Johnson. This is how Speaker Johnson plans to protect perverts. Do you guys believe, Thomas Massey, that Speaker Mike Johnson just wants to protect perverts? Does that sound like a Speaker Mike Johnson thing to do? I've been following Speaker Mike Johnson's entire career. This is slander. He should be sued. Thomas Massey should be sued for everything he's got by Mike Johnson for suggesting that he's trying to protect perverts with this common sensory who went to our island from embarrassment. Do not let the Senate add an amendment to avoid disclosing those rich and powerful. He uses rich and powerful because this is a class warfare that's classic Marxism. Don't let those disclose those rich and powerful men who have evaded justice for so many years. Is Johnson calling all victims non-credible? And then here's the document. It says dangers of discharge petition. These are the things that when they voted to release the Epstein files, which they did successfully voted. I'll show you that later in this video. They say that it does not adequately protect victims. And number two, innocent persons risks disclosure of non-credible allegations, creating new victims. So if you accuse someone of something, all Speaker Johnson is saying is, look, be careful. Here's Speaker Johnson on the subject. By the way, Margie Taylor Greene, take note. This is how you should act as a MAGA person who supports Trump. And remember, all the fake influencers that told you to get Mike Johnson, and Mike Johnson's a rhino. They're full of caca. Mike Johnson has united the Senate with the presidency and made Trump 10 times more powerful because of Mike Johnson. That's more than Margie Taylor Greene has ever done, Alex Jones, Thomas Massey, people who claim, oh, they're principled conservatives in MAGA. No, they're not. No, they're not. When they really needed him, they stabbed Trump in the back. When Trump needed Mike Johnson left being a rhino and got on Team Trump. Big difference. And I've been calling it for years now. And people keep saying in the chat, Mike Johnson, he's a rhino, he's got to go. You know what? That's a religious statement. There's no facts to back it up. The facts show this guy is probably I think he's the greatest Speaker of the House I've seen in my lifetime.
All right. Number 5, national security concerns, okay? The discharge requires the Attorney General to release within 30 days, quote, classified information to the maximum extent possible. This ignores the principle that declassification should always rest, and always has rested, with the agency that originated the intelligence. Why? So that they can protect their critical sources and methods. It is incredible.
So this is a danger of releasing the Epstein files. If it releases too much information, it can release our methods and sources. That's not protecting perverts. That's protecting our state's ability to spy, to gather information. You know, look, if the sources are abusers, bring it to the public. I'm fine with that. I don't want to protect anyone like that. But just so you know, you can't just sloppily release 50,000 pages of documents, which they already have, and leave names non-redacted and all that. They should not redact names based on the guilt that those guys did. But if it's to protect their sources, then I'm all for it.
Incredibly dangerous.
It's dangerous.
To demand that officials or employees of the DOJ declassify materials that originated in other agencies, in intelligence agencies.
We're going to get into more of that because I'll show you guys the vote. Here's Richard Grinnell. Last February, the New York Times mocked our stated goal to bring Christ back to Christmas, says Richard Grinnell. Today, Kennedy Center's December programming is celebrating Christ's birth and the Christmas season all month long. Jesus Christ at the Kennedy Center by our government. There's no higher name than Jesus because there's no greater God who paid a higher price for our sin. And our government is acknowledging it. This is the New York Times headline, coming soon to Trump's Kennedy Center, a celebration of Christ. Now, this is a huge change from when Kamala, they stood in front of the Hanukkah 7 candles, when she celebrated Kwanzaa, when Joe Biden, they celebrated all their weird Indian rituals. Never a mention of Jesus Christ. Trump is naming Jesus Christ. He knows who the boss is. Here's Chip Roy this is their argument on the House floor over the Epstein files.
Confirm whether what I'm about to say is correct, that it was in fact President Trump's administration in 2019 that federally indicted Epstein in July of 2019.
Okay, if Trump was trying to cover up for Epstein, why was he the only administration that indicted Epstein on his watch in his first administration? Why? He's the only one that's ever done anything about it. And Marjorie Taylor Greene stabbing him in the back.
That it was in fact the Trump administration, the first term, that was going after Maxwell and set the stage for her indictment. That it was in fact the Trump administration, along with
Maxwell, who's the only one to serve prison time because Epstein killed himself. Maxwell in prison because of Trump, the perpetrator. So the only person to have a scalp so far on anyone Epstein related is Trump and MAGA.
With the Oversight Committee led by Republicans that have released tens of thousands of pages of documents this year via the appropriate path of subpoena and making sure that more information is public. And then in fact, as the gentlelady from Wyoming noted, in a hearing that I was sitting in right next door in Oversight where I was questioning Michael Cohen, literally while I personally was questioning Michael Cohen, we had a Democratic member of that committee that was texting in real time with already convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein.
That's Plaskett. We did that in the last video. Black lady texting. During the hearing on Epstein, she's texting with Epstein to try and find stuff to make Trump look bad, Rona, to get Trump's assistant, Rona. How is Trump the bad guy in this thing? Marjorie Taylor Greene. You're totally playing by the Democrat rule book. The only one to do anything against Epstein in the last 20 years is Donald J. Trump.
Is that correct? I yield back.
You are absolutely correct. I've watched the video. With that, I yield back.
You are absolutely correct. I watched the video of her texting with Epstein. By the way, all of the right wing that want the Epstein files to go, you're doing the same thing as Plaskett. It's texting with the other side. You're doing their will to undermine Trump's administration. It's the same thing. Here's Rep. Jim Comer. Maybe this is why House Democrat leader Hakeem Jefferies refuses to condemn Democrat Rep. Plaskett for colluding with Jeffrey Epstein. Hakeem Jefferies has been on a media tour the last few days on Epstein, but he refuses to condemn Stacey Plaskett, the lady texting with Epstein. And he says, good, you go, girl. Epstein documents reveal that Hakeem's consulting firm reached out to Jeffrey Epstein to arrange a dinner between them for funding, including with Barack Obama. I'm gonna reveal all this stuff in this episode, guys. I despise the Epstein files. I think it's the biggest waste of time ever. But in case there's any still lingerers, Alex Jones and Marjorie Taylor Greene types in my audience, I'm going to show you that it's purely a Democrat operative thing. Trump just wants it behind him. Here's Comer on the floor arguing.
Colleagues' coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jefferies.
Democrat.
As part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein.
His money's good. That's after they knew he was a child sex trafficker. Democrats taking full money from Epstein. They knew.
He found in the last document batch. The files underscore why former President Trump must appear for his deposition. We've subpoenaed him. To date, the Democrats have done nothing to help us secure his appearance.
So Trump is even coming forward with a subpoena, willing to testify. Democrats, no such same thing. Now we're getting into this guy, Larry Summers. I'm going to do a full expose. It's the only name that anyone has mentioned. Old name, old news, nothing new, guys, but I'm giving you the summary to show you how deep the stakes are with Epstein.
As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert.
And because he was stealing all of Trump's servant girls and enslaving them.
But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did.
Now, I said in an earlier video that Trump did go to the island, and I edited that video with apologies. You guys corrected me on that. Thank you. Larry Summers, who's he? This is the one name. Okay, I'm going to go into detail on this just to give you guys, this is a huge learning experience. This is the only name gone to the public with Epstein that is credible. And now he has backed out of public commitments over Epstein. So this is our first scalp. And yes, he's a major Democrat. Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers steps down from public commitments after the Epstein emails. This is the guy right here. I've covered him before on a totally different subject. Larry Summers, the former president of Harvard University, who once served as the U.S. Treasury Secretary, says he will back, I believe, under Clinton. These are all Democrats, guys, says he will step back from public commitments after the release of emails showing he maintained a friendly relationship with Jeffrey Epstein long after the financier pleaded guilty to soliciting prostitution from an underage girl in 2008. We've known this forever, guys. Summers said in a statement that he would step back to rebuild trust and repair relationships with the people closest to me. Do you trust him? I am deeply ashamed of my actions and recognize the pain my pain have caused. I take full responsibility for my misguided decision to continue communicating with Mr. Epstein. It's not just communicated. He was asking him about getting him certain underage girls. Summers did not detail exactly what stepping back would entail. Now, this guy was the president of Harvard, the Center for American Progress, a progressive who knew about this for 20 years and did nothing. A progressive DC-based think tank confirmed Tuesday today that Summers ending his fellowship at CAP, Center for American Progress. He was with them all this time making money, and now they have to distance themselves from him. A spokesperson for the budget lab at Yale also said Summers is no longer a member of the organization's advisory group, but he was in full standing yesterday. OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT, declined to say Tuesday if Summers was stepping down from its board of directors. That's Sam Altman, the head of ChatGPT, has Larry Summers on the board of directors. He'll be stepping down. Referring questions to Summers' spokesperson, Kelly Friendly. Summers joined the OpenAI board in November of 2023. And by the way, he has some ties with Mark Andreessen, who's another big AI guy who I really love. Part of an effort to restore stability at the nonprofit and bring back its CEO, Sam Altman, after its previous board members fired Altman days earlier because he went from serving humanity with AI to trying to make money off of it. Summers' announcement came just days after President Trump posted on his Truth Social platform that he would ask the Justice Department and the FBI to investigate Summers' relationship with Epstein. So he already knows he's guilty. Founder and Democrat donor Reid Hoffman, the LinkedIn founder, and worked at PayPal with Elon Musk. Democrat donor Reid Hoffman. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi has since said she has ordered a top federal prosecutor to lead the investigation. There's U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. Once again, the greatest attorney general we've ever had. Only people that lie to you say different. Epstein killed himself in Manhattan jail, allegedly, while awaiting trial in 2019 on charges he abused and trafficked underage girls. Emails made public last week showed many in Epstein's vast network of wealthy and influential friends, all Democrats, continued to stay in touch after his 2008 guilty plea. All Democrats, including Hakeem Jefferies and Barack Obama, Reid Hoffman, 2009, all the people that hate Trump and said he's terrible, he abuses people, and they'd take Epstein's money all day. A 2019 email to Epstein showed Summers discussing interactions he had with a woman, writing that, quote, I said what you are up to. She said, I'm busy. I said, how awfully coy you are. Epstein, who often wrote with spelling and grammatical errors, replied, "You reacted well. Annoyed shows caring. No whining showed strength." This is what a creepy, just bizarre. It makes me sick. Summer served as Treasury Secretary from 1999 to 2001, Bill Clinton. Under Clinton, he was Harvard's president, typical Harvard president for 5 years from 2001 to 2006. He currently is a professor as a director at the school's Masovar Rahmani Center for Business and Government. There you go, where he'll probably keep his job. Here's the actual vote going through. There's one Republican nay. I'm going to go into the one vote against releasing the Epstein files. It was Republicans 216, Democrats 211, completely bipartisan. No one wants to vote against this thing, though I probably would just for the hell of it. One nay vote. We'll get into that in just a minute by a Republican.
On this vote, the yeas are 427, the nays are 1. 2/3 being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended, the bill is passed.
Ooh, what Republican voted against that? I wonder. Take your guess. It probably won't be who you think it is. Now, here's an Epstein Island victim.
While I do understand that your position has changed on the Epstein files, and I'm grateful that you have pledged to sign this bill, I can't help to be skeptical of what the agenda is. So with that being said, I want to relay this message to you.
To the president.
I am traumatized. I am not stupid.
Really?
I am traumatized. I am not stupid.
Let's find out.
You have put us through so much stress, the lockdowns.
The lockdowns. Trump put her through the lockdowns. Look at that face. No, ma'am, you are stupid. Trump didn't lock down the government. The Democrats did. So she gets up there, claims a victim. Give me my respect as a victim. I'm a poor victim. Oh, and Trump did the shutdowns. Sorry, lady, not buying it. Here's Schumer.
Senator, on that note, just I guess a question that's out there. Why wouldn't they have been released the last 4 years when President Biden was in office?
Oh, this is going to be good. Why didn't they release them when you guys could have, if you care about victims?
That's the question every American is asking. Not every
okay. You repeated the question. Very good.
Every American, but so many Americans are asking, what the hell is he hiding? Why doesn't he want them released?
He just asked you why you didn't release them. He goes, and that's what every American is asking.
Senator, on that note, just I guess a question that's out there.
Trump hide them?
Why wouldn't they have been released?
That was a great bait and switch. Did not answer the question. Now here's Rep. Clay Higgins. He's the one vote, Republican, principled, against releasing the Epstein files. And here's what he said. And please try and tell me that Rep. Clay Higgins is one of the best Republicans ever. Tell me how he is trying to cover up for perverts. Is that what you're saying? This Christian, incredible principled man, he's giving you a very good reason on why he voted no. I've been a principled no on this bill from the beginning. What was wrong with the bill 3 months ago is still wrong today. It abandons 250 years of criminal justice procedure in America. As written, the bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people. So don't tell me that you want to help the victims, because you're re-injuring innocent people. Witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members, etc. If enacted in its current form, and it is enacted in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files releases to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt. Is that what you guys want? More innocent beings being hurt. Good job. Well, you got to break some eggs to make an omelet, Rep. Clay. Sorry, not by my vote. The Oversight Committee is conducting a thorough investigation that has already released over 60,000 pages of documents from the Epstein case. That effort will continue in a manner that provides all due protections for innocent Americans. If the Senate amends the bill to properly address privacy of victims, and that's the thing that Thomas Massey was saying was to protect perverts, and other Americans who are named but not criminally implicated, then I will vote for that bill when it comes back to the House. He was the only no vote, so you got mowed over, buddy. Here's Senator Eric Schmidt. The American people cannot tolerate rogue Judge Boasberg. On bench one more day. Impeachment is coming, but suspension can happen today. Precedent demands it. He's calling for it right now. Senators asked Chief Judge on D.C. Circuit to suspend James Boasberg pending House impeachment vote. So why not suspend him today? I'm with him on that. Some other weird bad news. This is from Ryan Angle News Network breaking. A Trump-appointed federal judge, Jeffrey Brown, there he is, in Texas has just struck down Texas's new congressional map that would have added 5 House Republican seats and wiped out racially gerrymandered districts. This guy is compromised. This guy is scum. You want to go after a Republican? There's federal judge Jeffrey Brown overturning the Republican desire in Texas to create 5 more seats with gerrymandering, reverse gerrymandering, I should say. They're trying to reverse what the Democrats did. So that's a judge from a Republican side, because you can't have enough Republicans pooping on Trump. Guy has the worst job in the world. I swear, these Republicans are just rats on a sinking ship. Here's U.S. Homeland Security news with our buddy Mark Rubio. U.S. moves to declare Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist group. Marco Rubio, U.S. Secretary of State, U.S. moves to declare Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist group. Now, that is MAGA. That's keeping your eye on the ball. That's keeping America safe. That is America first, and including our Christian culture. And we're going to celebrate Christ at Christmas at the Kennedy Center. There's good news, guys. It's not falling apart yet. If we can survive Marjorie Taylor Greene running off on her own direction, the Epstein files are released. It will change nothing, I predict. It's a huge distraction. Trump's trying to take away this distraction. The media now has about, 100,000 files to go through and keep alive for another year. I ain't playing. I'm Doug in Exile. Subscribe.